What's going on, guys? I've got here a 2012 Nissan Versa, and I'm using this car to point out to you the location of the different fuses for the operation of your air conditioning. So they're a little different depending on if you have the hatchback Versa or the sedan Versa. But either way, I'm going to show you what to look for. So we're going to begin by looking at some fuses that are behind this cover here. So you just pry this open like so, and it will hinge outward. There is an included fuse puller that you may find useful. It just hangs out right up here at the top, although I prefer to use pliers. Now this is the sedan. The sedan Versa needs power from this 10 amp fuse. So I'll go and pull it out to show you what a good fuse looks like. So power from this fuse goes to the actual control button right there. So let me reinstall that. Now, for those of you who have the hatchbacks, that fuse for you to check is actually behind this plastic bit. So we got to pull this out, and this whole piece will have to come out of the way for you to access it. It just clips around it. For the hatchbacks, you're going to want to check this fuse here, the one I've got the red paint mark on. So check that out. Now we're going to move under the hood. This is where we can find some additional fuses here. Now this one is a little more difficult to get to. We've got to get this top cover removed. There's a tab here on the left that you push in, and then right here we pinch these two together while we lift up. Keep in mind you may have to flex this upper piece in order to fully get this pulled out. Next, we have to slide this whole assembly upward. So there's a tab here. You can see this tab is already moved over. And then this tab, both of those have to be pushed over, and then you pull this up. Now in here is a 10 amp fuse located right here. It's the one that I've got the red paint on. Power from this fuse is used to engage the AC compressor. And it's a little challenging for me to pull this out one-handed, but you get the idea. That's where the AC fuse is. Now, there can be a number of reasons why the air conditioning will not work on your Versa. The main one I found is if your AC system leaks out too much refrigerant. So you can check the level of refrigerant using these service ports here, and you can also add refrigerant. You would normally add refrigerant into the low side port here. So definitely check that out. Now this car, the AC will not work if your engine's not running right. You know, if you have a check engine light on, like for example, if your car's misfiring, then you'll definitely want to get that checked out before you pursue any AC stuff. Also, your cooling fan in the front of the car has to be operable in order for the AC to work well, and especially for the AC to work well when your car is idling. So check and make sure your cooling fan's working. And also look around, look over the AC lines. You may find some green dye. If you see green dye, kind of like this, all over some part of the AC system, then that's a pretty good indication that that line is leaking. So yeah, I hope that this information was helpful for you, or at the very least was a good starting point in troubleshooting the AC on your Nissan Versa. Please do let me know if you have any questions or any advice.